Grab your popcorn and sit back and get comfortable and get ready to be freaked out. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer in, well, ghosts, the following movie sets were said to be cursed. This movie recreates the death of Jesus. The on-screen brutality and killing drew crowds to the theaters in large masses. This movie's leading actor, Jim Caviezel, suffered so much during the film due to the severity of some scenes. Not only did he endure hypothermia, pneumonia, and infections, a portion of his actual skin was ripped off during the fake whipping scene. If that's not physically painful enough, he was also struck by lightning. Members of the cast and crew who witnessed it said they saw his entire body light up and smoke was coming out of his ears. Now, okay, you're thinking, people do get struck by lightning, but the odds are close to 1 in a million. Now here's where the coincidence is no longer a coincidence. The assistant director of the movie was also struck by lightning during filming, not once, but twice. Maybe someone didn't want The Passion of the Christ to be made. The star suffered through so much pain during the making of this movie, and the number of lightning strikes on set would make anyone feel a bit eerie. This movie is based on a true story about a cursed wine cabinet called the Dybbuk box that is haunted by a restless and malicious spirit wishing to possess the living. Weird things started to happen during filming. Lights began to explode for no reason. Out of nowhere, chilly breezes would be felt in enclosed spaces. The entire storage facility holding all the props caught fire. The real live Dybbuk box was offered to the filmmakers to continue filming. The cast and crew refused as they were too scared to have the real box on set. Perhaps this box, reincarnated as the prop, was the portal between the spirit and human world. Or are we just letting our minds get carried away? Either way, a glass of wine will help you relax. Or will it? This movie is based on the real-life story of a family's home being haunted by ghostly activity. While the movie was being shot, the family who the movie was based on visited the set. The real-life mother and wife was still so scared by her experience that she refused to enter the home where the film was now being shot, which was the actual house where the events took place. Vera Farmiga, the actress who played the paranormal investigator, recounts opening her laptop one night and seeing 3 slash marks scratched across her screen. It was as if a demonic creature's paw was leaving a message. She also said she couldn't read scripts at night while at home. It just felt too real and terrifying for her. She was not the only one to witness or feel a presence. When the real-life family was visiting the set, a huge gust of wind kept encircling them. Yet the crew noticed no movement from any wind in the trees right next to them. Batman is one of the most watched and famous movie series of all time. As the Batman story was recreated time and time again, the movie sets got scarier and scarier. One of the darkest films in the Batman collection stars Heath Ledger as the Joker. Before accepting this role, legendary actor Jack Nicholson warned Ledger about the effects of taking this part and urged him not to go through with it. Unfortunately, Ledger didn't listen, and after filming, drove himself into a major depression, averaging roughly 2 hours of sleep per night. Delirious and obsessed with this role, Ledger even kept a diary. Inside, on the last and final page, is an image of himself as the Joker, with the words, "Bye-bye," underneath. Ledger died at the age of 28 from an accidental overdose of prescription drugs. 6 months later, The Dark Knight was released. This 1968 film was written and directed by Roman Polanski. It tells the story of a pregnant woman who becomes involved with a satanic cult. The film's notoriety, however, came from the real-life events that happened after the release. You've probably heard of Charles Manson. He was the man responsible for the death of Sharon Tate, Roman Polanski's wife. Tate and 4 other people at the residence were stabbed over 100 times. They were killed by a group of Manson followers in a ritualistic manner. One of the murderers used a blood-soaked cloth from Tate's body to write the word pig on her home walls. It was one of the most infamous murders of the time. Is it coincidental that this film encompasses ritual and cult-like behavior similar to that of her death? Polanski went on to say, "The story of Rosemary's Baby was happening in real life. Witches, all of them, were casting their spell, and I was becoming one of the principal players." This iconic film is definitely one of the most famous horror movies of all time. When it came out, the public wasn't prepared for what they would witness. People fainted, threw up, and had nightmares for weeks. During filming, the set actually caught on fire and halted production for 6 weeks. Everything was destroyed and burnt except for the room of the possessed girl. At one of the first showings in Rome, Italy, chaos ensued. The theater was located between 2 churches, and during the viewing, a massive 400-year-old cross was struck by lightning, causing it to fall in the middle of the plaza. And if that's not freaky enough, the writer even recounted that he began to see objects inexplicably floating in midair in his home. It looks like the hauntings were not just on set. It is said that an estimated 9 deaths were associated with the making of this unforgettable movie. Although this movie is not a horror film, it was the cause of some paranormal activity, according to the actors. This movie stars Halle Berry, who played Dorothy Dandridge, the first African-American to win an Oscar. Coincidentally enough, Berry in real life became the first and only African-American woman to win an Oscar in a leading role. Not all paranormal activity is bad, I guess. Berry chose to borrow one of Dandridge's actual dresses and brought it home. That was when things took a turn for the eerie, and Berry began to hear sounds of water boiling, yet no kettle was near. She also saw a doll's dress floating in midair in front of the very dress she had borrowed. Berry was so freaked out that she turned, ran, and hid in her room for the rest of the night. She was definitely not alone. This famous and lighthearted film has a reputation for legend and myth. Was it true or was it not? We may never be sure. This film was shot in a home where a 9-year-old boy had died. In one scene, you can see a clear image of a young boy standing in the background behind Ted Danson. The boy was never edited out of the scene and can still be seen to this day. Rumors swirl that it was a cardboard cutout that was used in order to create propaganda, boosting a sequel release. Ghostly encounters are not always in black and white or crystal clear. Spielberg did it again, releasing yet another well-made film. The film's plot surrounds a family whose home has become haunted. Their attempt to escape the fear and haunting made the viewers feel just how scary that situation must be. During filming, 4 actors from this series actually died, some pre-release, some post-release of the movies, one of them being child actress Heather O'Rourke, who dies of septic shock at the age of 12. Another very eerie thing that took place during the filming was a swimming pool scene. In this scene, the family members are surrounded by skeletons. Not the funny plastic Halloween skeletons, but real, very scary and dead human skeletons. Horrifying. The things people do to save on production budgets. Also, the set was built above an old Indian burial ground. With all these factors, it's not surprising that unfortunate deaths and extreme fear resulted from making this movie. This movie is about a boy who is adopted by a wealthy family. Oh, and by the way, he's the actual devil. Oops, I guess the adoption agency forgot to mention that when filling out the paperwork. This little satanic child begins wreaking havoc in his new neighborhood and definitely makes an impact on his newfound family. Unfortunately, the evil goings-on in this movie began to seep out into real life for the people involved in the making of the film. The cast and crew experienced everything from death, accidents, lightning strikes, a hotel bombing, car crashes, and suicides. The weirdest thing that happened when 2 days of footage was lost due to a camera malfunction. When inspecting the problem, the camera displayed error 666. Shortly thereafter, one of the actor's brothers happened to drop dead after a card game, where he pulled the cards 666. After watching this list of scary flicks, you might want to watch something to lighten the mood, like Dumb and Dumber. Please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to check out our other videos.